This is Esther the Eaglet. It's by Christy Grove Berg, and it's a true story about an eagle. The author, of course, like the eagle, can't really talk or say what's her favorite, so the author imagined a few things, but it's a true story with real photographs. And it starts here. Esther is a 3-month-old eaglet. She nests with her parents near the top of a tall pine tree. Her favorite food is fish. Her favorite season is spring. Her favorite weather is wind. In fact, wind is one of Esther's favorite things of all, especially when it blows through her new flight feathers. Her mother and father warn her to be careful, but Esther just wants to fly. One day, while Esther's parents are out hunting, a strong wind begins to blow. The wind pushes the branches of Esther's pine tree and moves her nest back and forth, back and forth. The rocking nest makes Esther curious. She lifts her wings and the wind tickles her feathers. It feels good. That would be fun to have the wind tickling feathers. Esther stretches her wings higher and higher. Suddenly she is lifted up, up. She tries to pull her wings down, but the wind holds them open. She tumbles sideways. She is lifted up again like a kite. Then the wind softens and Esther drops down, down, down. Crash. Esther lands on the forest floor in a heap. She stands and tries to raise her wings again, but she lets out a shrill whistle. In her left wing, there is a new sensation: pain. She looks around and notices people in the distance. They are watching her. She whistles in fear. A car arrives and a woman gets out. She is trained and knows what to do. She sneaks closely toward Esther. In a sudden, surprising motion, the woman scoops up Esther and puts her in a small, dark place. Now Esther can only hear the growl of the car engine and the beat of her heart. When Esther is taken out of a dark box, she is in a different place called a raptor center. It is like a hospital for eagles and other raptors. The room is full of strange equipment. Esther is achy, angry, and afraid. People move carefully and quietly around her. One of them gently places her on a tall table. With her sharp eyes, Esther watches the people very closely. And this is what really happens at a raptor center. A raptor center is like a special hospital just for birds like eagles. And at the University of Minnesota, right here in St. Paul, Minnesota, we have a really good raptor center that can take care of a lot of birds. They test her body and her wing to find the pain. Esther tries to stop them, but she is too tired. They poke her and hold her wing to take special pictures. Finally, they finish. They tell Esther she will get better. Her wing is not broken. It is badly bruised from her fall. The people say she needs to rest. And this is an X-ray showing you an eagle's body. Look at, their feathers are big, but their body is not so big. That night, they leave Esther alone in a box. There is fish to eat, but Esther is not hungry. Her box is a window, and she looks out into the darkness. Other birds are there too, and their sounds echo around her. Esther misses her mother and father. She wishes more than anything to be home with them again. As days pass, Esther begins to stretch and move more easily. There she is. She opens and shuts her wide wings. She eats and jumps around. Esther forgets about the pain. She wants to fly again. You can see there's other birds there at the Raptor Center too. The people take her to a large field. They place a band around her ankles. Esther flaps her wings and lifts off the ground. She feels wind below her. She is flying. Mother and father would be so proud. The ankle bands tug at her feet. They keep Esther from flying away. She must land again. She whistles in anger. Esther's ready for flying. The next day, Esther stays in a dark box. The box is loaded into a loud car, and the car drives away. Where are the people taking Esther? Her heart races. When Esther comes out of the box, she recognizes her parents' territory. She is almost home. Many new people have gathered. They are quiet and their eyes are kind. Esther winks her eye at the smallest one, and he claps his hands and calls out, "I hope she flies! I hope she flies!" Esther opens her wings, and the people gasp. Esther knows just what to do. Flapping her strong wings, she flies up to the perch on a tree branch and calls to her mother and father. The people wave and cheer for her. Esther hears her father's familiar whistle. She sees her mother circling in the blue sky above. Esther opens her strong wings and flies to her nest. Closing her eyes, she feels the wind in her feathers. She is just in time to eat fresh fish that her parents have caught for her. She is home and healthy. She has been rescued and rehabilitated. She is happy to be returned to the wild, and she still loves the wind. I think Esther had to be very brave on that big adventure. And the book is just a little bit more about eagles. They have quite the life cycle. Esther the Eaglet.